All right, welcome everybody. I'm Brandon Groh. I'll be taking you through the commentary today. I'm joined by Danny Hanson and Carson Hampton here in the 7th round of the losers bracket of the Queen City Showdown. Here we go, hole one. Danny, what are you thinking?
Let's do it.
Thinking I want to be safe somewhere out in the middle. I actually get a little more on it than I thought or anticipated. Turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it looks real nice. Center cut, that's where you want it. Good shot. Carson, what are you thinking here?
Kind of the same thing. I really wanted to be a little more aggressive with it, so I started out on a slight anhyzer. But it's a Zeus, and I knew it was going to come back. I just don't have the arm speed to turn that over.
Yeah, what's nice there though, in that area, you've got that gap between those trees down there, so
Yeah.
it should be good.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Here we go, Danny, with a good-looking approach shot here.
Safe buzz, something low, keep it out of the wind. Try to get it check up close to the basket here, which it does.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's right where you want it.
Here I'm going with my zone, my Tour Series zone, and I just leave it a little higher right there than I wanted to. But I honestly, I didn't think it was going to be too bad.
Yeah, I'll tell you, caddying for Danny, I thought out of the hand it looked like it was in, but just a little long.
Yeah, so about a 45-footer uphill, I think. The little shrub was getting in my way.
That was another one. I thought it was in out of the hand. Really good-looking putt, and this was just a great up shot for an easy birdie.
Oh, yeah. That's as easy as it gets right there.
All right, moving on to hole 2. If you're familiar with hole 2, Idlewild, it's a little dogleg right over a pond, 605 feet. Pretty difficult hole. Danny, what are you thinking here going off the tee with the forehand?
Stay away from the trees. Kept it a little lower than I wanted. But you'll see out of the hand, just trying to have it turn a little bit. It's an enforcer, so it's going to come back. A little low, but it turned out okay.
Yeah, that was one where I didn't have a good angle off the tee when I was watching, and looked like you sawed it off, but it ended up being beautiful, actually. You'll see here. Carson, what are you thinking here, forehand too?
I wanted to leave it more left and just have it drift right slowly. Clearly that backfired. That actually went out of bounds. So
yeah, and I'll tell you, you've been working a lot on your forehand, so I was surprised there, but I think you'll see later in the round you kind of clean that up, which is great.
Quick draw Carson here. Throws before everything's set up. He's a really fast player.
Yeah.
Danny, what do you got here? What are you thinking? I mean, you got a great shot.
Throwing a Halo Valk. Again, a little lower than I wanted, but just main goal is getting over the water here.
That's a great shot.
Left myself kind of an outside circle 2 bid.
Golly. Looking at that for 3 is that's a great look.
Carson, you're going here with is this your fourth shot here?
That'll be my
Fourth with the OB.
That was my 4th.
Okay.
And then, so that looked like it was going out of bounds. It actually did not. It stayed safe. I was kind of doing the same thing as Danny here, but I said, okay, it's the second hole. Let's get aggressive and set the tone. I set the tone, just not the way I wanted to. I went way past it.
Yeah, I had you in my heart at this point, just hoping for a nice putt in here. Dan, you got a good look here for your 4. Is this for 4?
I'm focused really hard on this 3 putt.
Yeah.
And doink, straight into the ground. But it's an easy up and down for a par. So
yeah, not a moment in time where I was proud to be your caddy. That's for sure. All right, here we go to clean it up.
Yeah, you can see there in my drawback for my putt, the grass was in the way for sure. So I kind of shortened my reach down.
And then the grass got in the way.
The grass got in the way.
Just tap it in.
That was
just tap it in. There we go.
That was just way bad execution.
Well, we love you, and we'll leave it up to you to get the. Is that the first quad bogue on the Queen City Showdown, Joe Jab?
I think it was the first quad
okay.
bogue.
Well, you've earned a badge in some form, so there is that.
Thank you. I feel honored.
All right, hole 3 here, a little downhill shot, par 3, 410. Danny, what are you going with here?
I go with the JK Valkyrie. I usually like to flip it up and have it turn a little bit, and then just kind of coast down the hill.
Hey, you've been working those things lately, man.
Yeah, those pre-flight JK.
So it does flip up,
money for you.
but catches the old iron leaf and sends me out of bounds. So there's that.
And that's a brutal kick too, because that was heading straight down by the creek.
Carson, are you going with the Punisher here or
Undertaker.
Undertaker, okay.
Yeah.
You'll find throughout the round that Carson uses an array of discs from Discraft. Every single disc, actually, that they make.
Field variety back.
That was a great shot, Carson. Really smooth out of the hand. I thought it had a really good chance of getting inside the circle.
Yeah, so we were playing DGPT OB here, so I got the meter off the weed line there.
Yeah. This is another one out of the hand.
Yeah.
I thought it was in.
Standing behind him up the hill a little bit, I thought it was in. I didn't think it was high at all.
It's
And
a good
then-
look.
Was this 45, 50 foot almost?
Yeah,
I'd say
good
there.
birdie look.
And just a little nose up there. But I wasn't disappointed about it.
Smooth, though. Super smooth.
Yeah.
What we got, 35? here,
Much
Dan?
better look than any
Yeah,
of the putts I
maybe
had
around
previously.
30. Just inside circle 1.
Yeah, that's a great putt.
Oh, yeah, thanks for that, Danny.
Yeah, good cleanup.
Yeah.
I
that's-
would have appreciated that the earlier hole.
What a friendly pickup there. All right, here we go. Hole 4, par 3 over the water. And that looks really good out of your hand.
Got the bonus of no fishermen today.
Yeah, there's usually fishermen right out there by that little shelter thing by the water. I think they decided it was just too hot and humid, so they stayed home. And that's a good rip by
Not
you,
too hot
Danny.
for disc golf.
Well, no, you can watch my shorts as we go along. They slowly get saturated every hole.
Where'd you go there? Safe shot? Or was that what you're thinking out of your mind off the drive? Just take some safe
yeah,
out of the water?
Okay, stay away from the water.
Yeah.
And then this shot, I looked like I was trying to go for the water. But it checked up. It's a sticky zone, so
Yeah.
checked up and held on there.
This is a great look. You stayed in, which was
Yeah,
great.
managed to stay in bounds here.
About 60 feet, 70?
Yeah, something
around
like
there.
60-ish. Just floated it just over the top, which is not a miss I'm upset about. And especially for a 2.
Here's the cleanup of par.
Nice, easy little par putt back up the hill and off the cage.
Well,
Oh,
it
buddy.
was A for effort. That's what we can at least give you there. Here's a comebacker for Carson.
I mean, already, just in 2 holes, my putting has improved exponentially.
I will say, even when you're missing, they look so smooth and effortless coming out. So, if nothing else, you have that to build on for sure. All right, moving into hole 5 here.
That looks good.
This is a tough par 4, big dog leg right. You got OB to the left. A lot of players go for the big turnover shot. Carson, is that what you were thinking here?
Yeah, so it honestly looks more like a roller there, but I was going for the long turnover, just a little too understable and too low.
Yeah. Here's another common play, actually, the big forehand. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, the object here is to start it out left and have it kind of fade in right towards that big tree, or you can throw it over everything and go straight into the woods, which was my play here.
I actually thought for a second that might be in jeopardy of missing the Mando. It wasn't close, folks, but it wasn't great either.
He did make the Mando, but look at Brandon up there,
Yeah,
wiping
nice.
off some sweat.
Caddy shot.
And like I said, going for this big tree here in the middle, I was really going after it here and hit my target.
Yeah.
I mean,
You hit it
dead
square,
center.
that's for sure.
Dead center.
Did you have a look here, Carson, to get on the green?
So I was thinking about trying to skip it on and realized I should just power down and leave it 60 short of the green.
Yeah, that's that new American flag Raptor you've been rocking, right?
Oh yeah, that thing has skipped in a couple of times and skipped in great places.
Here I'm just trying to go about where Carson is, or maybe a little further, but I found another tree.
Are you playing tree
Square
golf out
that
here?
tree,
What?
squared it.
All right, here we
And I
go.
left myself about 65, 70. Really trying to run this in. Like a nice soft bid. And was just a little bit short.
I mean, that's what 4 feet, 5 feet
Yeah.
short.
And one thing you'll notice, folks, throughout the round, if Danny pulls out that old looking purple AVR, it's run it time.
Yeah.
And this looked good too, Carson. It really did. Just a little low and right, but
Yeah, made the island 15 feet away, not too upset. I am, however, very upset about that. That was a terrible play.
Yeah, the real challenge of this round is to find enough things to say during all of our missed putts. It's a lot of dead air time.
excuse golf and there we almost have the foot fault, but
Hey, I recognize it.
he's a smart
I
man.
recognize it.
All right, what are we going with here, Danny? This is a big dog leg right. Hole
Flippy
6.
Mamba, started out at that tree, have it drift right and give me a look to get in there for a 3. But the key there is to get it up in the air.
They call that the worm burner where we come from. This looked great.
It looked like he wanted to cut the grass. But then I caught the same iron leaf that Danny found on hole 3. It just knocked it straight out of the air. That was going to be a crank. It's a huge turnover. And it just got stopped dead in its tracks.
Carson had Jesus caddying for him, so he thought that would give him some luck.
That's actually Post Malone.
Post Malone actually just shaved his hair. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah, shout out to Evan Chapman and Brandon here for caddying on the super hot, humid day at Idlewild.
Definitely.
Not a problem, boys.
Here going with a turnover enforcer. Didn't quite turn it over enough, but it's going to stay down around circle 2. Give me a decent look.
Yeah, you can't tell from there. Now you can, but it was really close to being OB. So you got some tree love there, which was needed.
Here I'm thinking I need to make this.
Yeah, this would have been a big putt. This is a really big one.
Yeah, out of the hand it felt good, just a little low.
And your shot before that actually landed on the path, correct? Or close to it, which they don't play out of bounds.
Oh, that's true. That's right.
Tour.
Yeah, so I take that back. It wouldn't have been close to OB. Never mind. That's a good point. Thanks, Carson.
Love you, buddy.
There we go. Banging in there.
Oh, yeah.
Not happening today.
Oh, gosh. This is so frustrating to watch. That's 3 already.
And I can assure you,
it's hole
folks,
6.
I've played enough rounds with this man to know his putting is much better than what's on display right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, we love him, though. All right, hole 7. This is a difficult par 4. You got OB. You're going forehand Thunderbird, is that, Danny?
Forehand Thundy.
Yeah.
Just trying to get something through the gap and just get to the flat over there. Which out of the hand, it looked okay. A little turned over. And obviously here you'll see a terrible row.
Yeah.
I think I held my breath the entire flight of that because that just got absolutely super skinny through all
There's
that.
Carson saying hello. We had a lady down there walking her dog. She was sweet as pie, and Carson is too. So this looked really good out of your hand. It just got a little right. What'd you go with there?
That was a Comet. I put it on a little Anheuser, and it really didn't need to be. I should just let it go flat at the gap a little higher.
Yeah.
It would have glided more and not lost enough height to land out of bounds.
Here going with an F5, just straight up the gap. Give me something where I might have a look circle 2. A little low, but stayed clean. Got most of the way up there.
So you and I have played this layout a lot of times recently, especially recently. And I don't think either of us have ever been both of the drop zone.
No, never.
This is the first time in, I don't know,
We wanted to try something new for the video.
Yeah. That just barely catches that leaf. That probably would have
Well,
been
yeah,
up
it was a
there
bad
near the
kick
basket.
followed by a really good kick.
Yeah. Second kick was good. And can we get a sweatometer going?
Yeah, you can really start to see it building up now. Is that the
That
new,
is just sweat, guys. I swear.
Yeah, and that might be the new two-tone look. Is that what you're going for there?
It's the ombre shorts.
Ah, yes. This looked like a good run here. I'm telling you what. That purple's out again, so you know he's running it.
This just left it too right.
Yeah. It's hard to get that angle right going uphill with the little bit
There
of
you
anheuser
go.
you need to run it.
All right.
Good putt, Carson.
Star bogey
Hey, thanks,
frame.
dude. I've missed
Although
3 of those,
bogey
so-
there is not a terrible result when you go OB.
especially from the drop zone there. Yeah, it's almost a guaranteed.
All right, most would say hole 8 might be the most difficult hole on the course. You got a 583 par 5, but it is tough.
Yeah, especially when you throw it into the woods off the tee.
Dead straight.
What was that?
Dead straight.
It was a buzz, overstable buzz.
Who gave you that?
Carson here gave to me.
Okay.
That
This is a beautiful shot with the Malta. I mean, what a great disc. You get the distance you need with the glide on that new Malta, but you also have the overstability to really keep it flying through that gap there. So great shot, Carson.
Hey, thanks, dude. That was exactly what I thought too.
Yeah.
just trying to get into a safe spot here, and not terrible from where I was.
No, and honestly, that roll around the left to that tree really helped you out for your stance.
And during this shot right here, Danny and I were joking aside, and this is all love to Carson, but thinking, yeah, he's going to shank this one.
Yeah, skinny gap, low ceiling, and just threw a perfect
Understable disc.
Threw a perfect mantis forehand.
Then the joke was on us because he threw it perfect.
Yeah.
Good shot, buddy.
Which is not what I did here. I'm just trying to throw a putter and give myself something
Just a little
close to the mouth so I have an easy approach, and just absolutely shanked it.
Again, another moment where I was not too proud to be your caddy.
And that's a Raptor, just a little too outside.
That's frankly a really good shot. There's just such a specific line you have to hit to the left to shape it back around.
Yeah, if you keep that a little lower, you get a little more room because those trees tend to bend out up top.
Yeah, and clearly I took notes because I did exactly what you did, except I snuck through.
Here, I was just trying to get something safe close to the basket and ended up almost running it. Just a little low.
That looks way closer than it did when I was back there by you.
Purple AVR, once again,
Yep.
running it.
Yeti Pro.
Yes, Yeti Pro to be exact, if we want to know the model.
Oh, almost hit the anti-clip.
Just missed. A little low.
That might be the story of your day, huh? Just missed.
He usually is.
That's
okay
par.
though.
Clean
That's
up
a
for a
good
par.
Yeah.
It's a good par there.
Now, this used to be a par 4, and then was it 2 years ago they changed it to a par 5?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, which, that's a really difficult par 4.
Honestly, I've taken many a snowman, and I'm not too disappointed on that hole.
Here's hole 9, probably one of the easier holes out here on Idlewild Disc Golf Course. Par 3 to 66, downhill to the right. Carson, did you go putter?
Yeah, that was a deputy.
Okay.
I actually just got that back in my bag.
Deputy.
The old Depper towel.
Yeah, nice understable putter. Good choice.
Yep.
Nice Thunderbird, easy little flex shot. Get something to come back, or you can throw it into that tree.
So you can't tell from either of our shots, but this hole is aceable. James Conrad showed us that during the Idlewild Open last year.
Yep.
Here with the zone, just trying to get something down there, give myself a look. Saw it off a little short, but I think I'll be close to circle's edge.
So we got tree magnet today and just missed. This is a good look. Tough hole though. This is a really fast green and not just.
Yeah, it is. So that view didn't give it justice. This does more so. It's really downhill from where me and Danny are.
Danny, I got to tell you, par save from where you were at off the tee is fantastic.
Yeah, if I could have had the putter working like that all day, I would have shot a lot better than I did.
Well, if you wouldn't hit a tree off the tee, you might have actually had a birdie putt. All right, here we go. Hole 10, uphill, par 3. Tough little 360, but it's doable.
We're going to show you the inside line there through the trees, and then
That's Punisher.
Yeah,
Just
that's
so you
still
guys
not
know.
a bad shot. This is a really difficult hole to get a 2 on. You have to get something up there.
And you can get really lucky to the left side, kind of like I just did, but like that wasn't a complete fluke. I've seen it happen a lot.
you can also get lucky on the right side like this.
Oh, that's so close to that tree.
Yeah.
That was so close to that tree.
I'll tell you what's tough about this hole though is right or left. You still have some trees to navigate, so you really want to get center cut on this guy. But we'll see here. I thought this was in. It just kept turning for you.
I'm trying to run this in. Maybe steal an easy 2, or a hard 2 rather.
Yeah.
But left it nose up in the circle. It should be an easy up.
And that wasn't the runner, was it? That was a different.
that was it.
Oh, that was
It
okay.
just looked, it looked
Just
gray.
the sun glowing on it.
That was a great putt.
Yeah, and so at this point, I'm starting to feel my putt a little more. Those holes where I just dropped the putter basically are behind me a few holes, and I'm starting to feel a little more.
Here we go with the famous Macbeth practice ace hole. Aced it twice in the week leading up to the first Idlewild Open.
Now, was that on the old tee pad or?
This is
It was on the short tee.
Yeah, it was on the short.
We're a little
tee.
further back now.
We're probably what?
Yeah,
50,
hole 11
60 feet
here.
back.
This is the easiest hole on the course technically. 226 par 3. You just got to hit the gap and you'll have a shot at a 2. But you got to hit the gap.
I was going for that skinny
Indeed
gap on the
you
left
do.
side there.
the smallest gap.
Now, you said in your practice rounds leading up to this match, you weren't throwing the buzz and you
Yeah.
just decided to go with it there?
Disced up, tried to give myself an easier shot, and did not.
Gotcha.
But
That,
saved it
however,
with a great upshot. I had to throw an Anheuser
Was that a buzz too? Did you go back to the buzz?
Same TI buzz.
Okay.
Forehand.
This is another great shot by Carson here. I think he's going with the jawbreaker zone. He throws.
That's the one.
Forehand. Yeah, that was a really nice shot from where you were at.
And here I'm thinking I have a nice easy putt. Just get it in there.
Oh, Sally. And you can see me try to hold back the laugh, but off camera we lost it because that putt should not be missed, but that's okay. And at this point, Carson's starting to gain a couple strokes on you. Are you starting to feel the pressure at all?
A little bit. I didn't look at the score. I kind of knew in my head I had a few strokes on him. So typically I play super aggressive all the time and try to run everything, which is when I'm at my best. If I start trying to play defensive golf is when I get in trouble, and that's what I did these next few holes.
Yeah.
Or these last few holes rather.
I'll tell you, this hole 12, par 4, this is you hit the gap, you get down there, it's a doable par 4 all day. Carson's shot was optimal, that nice forehand, it gets you down to the gut. You just left a little nose up there. Did you go mid-range?
M4, yeah.
Okay.
Flippy M4.
Yeah.
Tried to put it on a hyzer, left it nose up,
Yeah.
and then forehand roller here. Just trying to get myself down to that Y tree, give myself something to have an easy in, and you'll see here the angle just wasn't quite right.
Is that a Y tree or a V tree?
It's a Y tree. The roots make the bottom of the Y.
Oh, okay. You got a real lucky kick there. Let me tell you, I saw that and I was like, wow. He needs to thank the old disc golf gods there.
Here's somebody who's dropping F-bombs out somewhere, and you'll see Carson before he shot. Just laughing about it.
He just didn't get over on that, you know. He gets over on that disc, and I think he's got a chance at a 3-putt. What are you thinking here? What are you going with?
Zone, leave myself an easy hyzer in, and just sawed it off. Caught some shrubbage. I think I'll still be looking at it from probably somewhere in circle 2.
Okay. And you can see the sweat is still building on Carson's shorts. Eventually, you'll think that he's basically took a shower mid-round is what it starts to look like. Yeah.
He got a good tree kick there. I mean,
Yeah,
I think he would have been okay, but that really left him, I think, probably inside circle 1, 25, 20 feet.
I think hole 12 might be one of my favorite holes. It's just such a really intricate hole, and it's, of course, with every hole at Idlewild, it's absolutely breathtaking.
Well, I think it's representative of the course as a whole. You kind of have to throw every shot. Here, obviously low ceiling from the knees. Just left it a little high. Had the line right.
And I thought that was in out of your hand.
Yeah, just a little too floaty. And then I'm still hiding back there while Carson putts out.
You thought.
Oh, gosh.
You thought I was putting out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now he's putting out. And there it is.
I made that one.
It was just such a beautiful drive. Here we go, hole 13, par 4. If you can really get a hold of this one off the tee and get it up in that grassy area, you've got a shot at a birdie.
This is the old KY gap. So it's not a Mando. Doesn't play as a Mando.
Yep.
But as long as you hit it, I mean, with a fast enough and stable enough disc, you should be able to make the corner or get close to it at least and stay in bounds.
Well, if you notice at this point, it's only a 1-stroke game.
Yeah.
After the first 2 holes, it was a 5-stroke lead up by Danny, and even with the putting woes, Carson's been able to inch his way back. And I'll tell you what, that was an excellent drive by Danny after losing a couple strokes. The pressure was on. Carson threw a beautiful drive.
And
Danny really did a number, and then Carson just...
Yeah, and so as you can tell, we haven't even gotten to Danny's drive yet. He crushed it. It didn't look like it was going to be that far down the fairway from the tee pad, but that thing just carried flat enough on a slight
as long as you can make it down there, as it starts going downhill, you get that little bit of extra carry.
Did you have about 100 feet here for an eagle?
Yeah, maybe 80, 90.
Okay.
I was jumping.
And that was so good, though.
Yeah, and that's a guaranteed birdie.
Yep. And it's not OB behind there now,
no.
Right? Correct, gentlemen?
Correct.
Okay.
It goes up
That's
from
right.
the shoulders of the green.
Yeah.
There's an alleyway behind it.
That's right. And they don't have a distinct line right now, but typically during the Idlewild Open, there is a painted line back there.
And then this
Overtook
monster.
the little
Yeah,
forehand.
hole 14. Another. It's like you can say it so many times. I feel like on this course, but it's just a top level disc golf hole. I mean, downhill, tight gap off the tee, 584. Good luck.
And Danny and I both kind of stood up at the end of our forehands here and turned him over, rolled her wrist a little bit.
You got the old tree kick though, so
Yeah, I got a really nice kick.
yeah. And it was moving, so the forward momentum it got after that kick was just perfect.
Yeah, here I was trying to get the enforcer to carry the green. I just caught an unlucky tree there.
Yeah, that late tree
Left
really.
me in a spot though where I can get up and down.
This is another one where out of the hand I thought it was going to be a good shot.
Just kept floating up, a little bit nose up. It just
Yeah.
kept taking the elevator to the top.
Yeah,
I
you
think
don't
if
see
that
the
was-
graphic there, but that actually got OB, unfortunately, didn't it?
You'll see it on my next putt. You can
Okay.
see the disc nice and illuminated in the creek bed. Yep, down there,
Yeah, there
right,
it
right
is.
at my belt line.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to give this a bid though. That purple putter is super floppy, very flaccid, if you will.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it, but I've got a lot of love and respect for you for doing it.
It glides really well and carries forever, especially on a spin putt.
Yeah.
So I like to give that a run from outside 50-ish.
Cleaning up your bogey, Danny cleaning up your bogey, and we still have ourselves a two-stroke.
Two
Okay,
strokes,
two
yeah.
strokes. Two-stroke going into hole 15. Two-stroke lead by Danny, and
Yeah, this is probably another one of the top 2 or 3 hardest
yeah.
holes on the course.
I mean-
Uphill, it's winding around right, it's tight on both sides. You really just want to stay clean.
And back to back, these holes are some heavy hitters.
this is a double gap hole. You have to hit the first gap off the tee, and then you have another gap you have to navigate once you've gotten to the fairway. So, yeah, it really makes you, and it's a par 4. It's a challenging hole.
This one's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Straight down the center,
That was
right to the
my
landing spot where you want to be.
That was my heat, and I think it's a heat. I'm
Yeah.
not positive.
Yeah, it's
We've been debating that all day.
an unmarked disc he got in a mystery box from Ledgestone.
Danny says Mantis, Carson says Heat. I say Undertaker, who knows?
Here I'm just
Well, man,
throwing a
I
little
know.
Valkyrie, trying to get myself close to the mouth where I have a look to get out. And
What made you go with the Halo Star Valkyrie? I know you've been throwing your Thunderbird there. What was the decision there?
it didn't show from the angle from where I was, but it was kind of a tough angle where I needed something that was going to hold an ante line.
Right. See, that's that second gap I was telling everybody about. That is a very difficult gap to have to navigate for your potential second shot.
Yeah, it doesn't. So from this angle right here, because we're nice and close to it, it doesn't look that tight.
Mm-hmm.
But from down the hill a little bit from your initial shot or where you want it to land, it's really tight.
Yeah, it really is.
But you guys can't tell on video, but that's about 30 short.
Yeah, you really muffed that one. Let's not lie about it. But, here we go. Let's put this one in.
On my disc, there's a question mark, and I think it's pretty representative of my putting abilities today.
And another shorty.
Just
All
can't
right.
get over the cage.
Yeah.
The little fly got my attention.
You
Sorry.
said you've had the cage woes recently,
Yeah, I
right?
did have the cage woes.
I was trying to give
There's
Carson
that
a stroke here, and he did not accept it, so
Yeah, there was a little bidding war happening for that stroke,
finished
Yep.
out.
and I was not the highest bidder.
Yeah, another hole where he had an opportunity, but he ended up losing one there. So here we are, probably the most iconic hole at Idlewild, what they call the 1,000-footer. You'll see here on film, it's actually measures at 967. You got OB left and right in the tall grass, and that looked like it was not coming back, Danny. What'd you throw?
As a Wraith.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, that was crushed. That thing held straight for so long.
Yeah, just too
It just
high,
barely-
lost a lot of distance.
Yeah, I think that height helped it come back though.
Now this looks beautiful. I mean,
That's an
just a great
ESP4
shot.
out way out to the right,
Yeah, you really got a hold of that
and
one.
it just pushed and pushed and pushed.
And then for a second, you thought maybe you were OB because of the wind getting underneath it, but it was actually in a beautiful position.
Yeah,
I
thought it
hit
hit the
Valk
downslope.
again. I'm just trying to stay low and stay in bounds and give myself a look down the hill to try to get to the green.
Yeah, that's a smart play. The wind here can really push that
So-
disc.
What kind of wind were we dealing with? It was pretty stiff, if I
Yeah,
remember.
it was a headwind.
Mhm.
It was definitely a headwind.
You can see it there in the tall stuff.
Yeah, it was a little left to right headwind.
And this is, again, just another beautiful controlled distance shot. You can see the whole time. It's never has a chance of not coming back, and that really, really was a rip, Carson.
There's a crystal buzz, just trying to go for the green, but
We're right about
throwing
the sign.
something I know is going to come back. It's kind of a stable buzz. It's never going to turn all the way over.
That's right about the 400 foot to pin sign, but it's so downhill that it's definitely reachable with a mid like that.
It is, and for a second you can almost see in the creek there, folks. There looks like there's a disc
Yeah.
in the creek, and Danny was almost assured it was his disc, but it ended up being a beautiful shot. And this we thought was in off the tree, and it just a little long.
That's that real flaccid putter that just kind of sits everywhere. Everywhere it hits.
But that gives you the birdie look, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, let's hope you can putt.
Well, I mean, I've missed about 4 of those, so
We'll
I think
see.
this is also birdie look from
Yeah.
outside the circle and
Yeah.
just a little short again.
A common theme for you today too, just a little low release. Here we go.
nose down
Little
maybe.
15-footer for birdie. Good confident look, and banged it in there.
Hey, what do you know?
That's a good
Great
bird.
putt.
What do you know? And then
Look at that.
And I
Danny gets to
borrowed Carson's
fondle the
putter.
question mark.
Yeah. You see the caddy throw there, though? That putt was in. All right, hole 17, another really, really tough hole to navigate. 417, you have a lot of trees to deal with. The creek winds through this hole and is OB, surrounded by water. So there's a straight down the middle gap, there's a right gap, and looks like you both are going for that down the middle gap.
It did look like that. I was actually going for the right gap.
Oh, you were? Okay.
But I
All
just
right.
failed to release it on the
Yeah.
correct angle. But I mean, I landed in bounds. I'm okay with it.
Going for the right gap again and hits it this time.
Yeah, from a lot closer.
And Danny, yours, you saw in the graphic, it ended up getting out of bounds, but you
Yeah.
chewed off a lot of distance.
He got way up there.
Yeah, way up there. Especially for an amateur.
Need a little luck on this hole.
Yeah, and
Even
this
with a
again,
good
I thought
drive.
this was either in or out, and it was neither actually. It was not in the basket, nor was it out of bounds. So, giving you a little congratulatory remark there.
And that actually looked like it hit the wall and might have gone over
Mhm.
from that angle.
Are you running this, Carson?
Absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
But
at this point,
The issue was I couldn't commit to the Anheuser. I needed to make that putt.
yep.
It took a lot of guts to try to turn it over and have it keep going towards the basket, knowing there was out of bounds right there, right behind it. So
Right.
I just didn't commit to it.
All right,
Yeah.
folks. After 17 holes, we have a tight race. 2 strokes going into probably the top 3 hardest holes on the course. This hole has some teeth. Par 4, 659,
Yeah, just
tight
throwing a-
gap all the way.
Throwing a buzz to be safe here and
Mm,
not safe.
no,
It's not safe at all.
I got that.
And that's
left
just
to
that's
right
just
kick,
representative
too.
of this hole though, because this thing can go so awry so
yeah,
quickly.
Yeah, and this just was mashed, Carson.
That was
Way
a,
to get on.
that was a
it.
crank. That was a real fast driver. There
You
was
know,
a-
it got a little left there at the end, but just a beautiful release, man.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a bad shot at all. I'm pretty pleased with it, and it's exactly what I needed in this situation.
Mhm.
Right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to go for it. Here I was trying to throw an Anheuser putter, just put me in the center, and everything's coming out early at this point. Fatigue's probably setting in. It's hot, it's humid. It's a long, grueling course.
And he was crazy enough to join me for a round in Boone after this.
Yeah.
And the fatigue, you could tell, had set in at that point.
And I don't know if you can tell, my shorts are almost one entire
Yeah.
shade.
Shower.
and it's the darker shade.
Shower, Carson, shower. Or did you shower? That's the question.
Might
And
have
this was
done.
a great shot. I mean, you took everything you had in you to pull this shot off. This gave you the chance to really put Danny in a dangerous position to have to go into a playoff.
Yeah, and that was kind of the idea. That was the only opportunity I had at it. And then Danny follows it up with this. And not that I'm rooting for Danny to do something bad, but it definitely gave me the opportunity
Yeah, it
Yep.
definitely.
to
definitely
seal the
hurt.
playoff. And
So
really
now you
all I
just
had
gotta
to
get
do
up and
here,
down here.
yeah, all I had to do here was get up and down.
And you just got down. you forgot
And the
You
hillside.
forgot the up part. You got the down part.
Oh, man.
Jeez.
So at this point, were you thinking, I got to make this?
Yeah, I was trying to run that.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Great run.
Yeah, it was a great
It's
run.
a low ceiling. That's a tough run.
And on the knee, it just, everything. The mechanics there have to be almost perfect.
Yeah, I actually got on the knee to make the ceiling just a little higher, but
Right.
from 70 feet out, that doesn't change it much. Or
And
well,
you're just
100
laying up
feet
here
out.
knowing you basically have it in the bag.
Just trying to hit the upside of the hill.
Yeah.
Have an easy putt to seal it off here.
And for the win.
There it is.
Yep.
It is
Danny Hanson.
the old double bogey for the win, as they say.
Oh. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Congratulations, Danny, for moving on in the Queen City Showdown. Carson, great match, and it was a pleasure, boys.
Yep, right on.
See you
Catch you
guys.
later, guys.